Hello, welcome to another episode of Shoddy Car Mods. Today we're going to be showing you how to wash your car. I'm sure there's loads of videos online, but the reason that I want to do it is to say you don't have to do it like these professionals do. You can just wash it and you'll be fine. I mean, yes, there are reasons why professionals do it slightly differently, but if you just want to get good results and you're not really fussed about the really sort of fine detail things like the professionals do, then this video is for you.
Right, this is what we have to work with. It's a Vauxhall Corsa. It's not mine, it's my missus. It's very, very dirty, as you can see here. One way to clean the car is called a two-bucket method. You have two different buckets. One with all the soap suds and cleaners, and the second one is to use to rinse either your sponge or the washing mitt up. You don't have to use a pressure washer. When I lived in a high street, what I did is I just used, well, I've got a portable pressure washer as you can see here, but before I had that, I had one of those hand pump pressurized pesticide bottles. Best thing to do before actually washing the car is getting rid of any loose bits of dirt. I usually do that with the pressure washer. Main reason for doing this is so if you use a mitt or even a sponge, if you drag it across the car and you have a lot of loose dirt, then you're more likely to scratch the paintwork. Start from the top of the car, working your way down to the bottom. My reason for this being is that if you start from the bottom to the top, you'll have the dirtiest part of the car clean, but then you'll be contaminating your sponge or your wash mitt, which can actually transfer a lot of loose dirt if it's not washed properly into the second bucket onto the top of the paintwork, which will scratch it quite easily. It's also recommended to actually clean your wipers as well. Some will say to work on a panel at a time or part of the car at a time. In my eyes, I mean, as long as the water doesn't dry halfway through, I mean, you can actually just wash the whole car before rinsing it all off. Again, another thing I've heard is someone always says keep your pressure washer at a 45-degree angle. In my eyes, I don't really mind. I mean, it gets the car clean at the end of the day. This is just perfectionist talking, remember. Once you've rinsed all that off, try and dry the car as quick as possible, because what I've noticed is if you don't dry it properly and you just let the water evaporate, you'll get water droplets, which looks nasty. And here's the second bucket of clean water. As you can see here, all that dirt transferred from the wash mitt and into the water is, well, you can see how dark it is. I mean, you don't want to be putting that water back onto your car. That's the whole reason for this bucket. Cleaning alloy wheels is actually surprisingly simple, although people really look into detail for it. I'm not sure if it's because, you know, they have fancy split rims. I mean, that's probably why you need to look into it properly, but if you've got just standard alloys, any sort of cleaning will do. Just be careful they're not extremely strong in the acid. Once you sprayed your alloy cleaners onto the wheel, well, wait about usually half a minute I do, and agitate it with a brush. After doing that, get a sponge or something that's not been touching the bodywork of the car, because you want to keep them separate because that's how dirty alloys are. Give that a good scrub. I mean, just agitating alone would never work. I mean, I know how they like to advertise things, but that's not true. You need to actually wash it properly to get the best results. Polishing and waxing are optional, but I recommend probably waxing it for definite at the very least. Now, there is actually quite a lot of confusion between the word polish and wax. Polish is actually an abrasive and wax is a sealant. Now, I know there are products out there that have polish and wax. It's up to you whether to believe it or not, but I myself, I would just stay with polish as an abrasive and wax as a sealant. Just keep it as that. The main purpose of a polish is to actually take off the very top and thin layer of paint or lacquer, whatever you want to call it. There's so many different words people want to call it. but it's to take a very thin layer off to reveal fresh paint underneath. Applying polish is quite easy really, just need to read the packaging because it is different for everyone. For wax however, it's different for every product again, but you do have 3 different types of wax. One hard wax, a liquid wax, and also a spray wax. I've gone with spray wax because it's quick and easy. Hard wax is the best out there because it will last the longest as well. Once all that's done, you'll be quite surprised what tyre shine can actually do for plastic trim. That is, besides shining the tyres. The left side's untreated, the right side is treated plastic. I've done this for years now, so it doesn't actually do any long lasting damage to any plastics.
If all else fails, bodge it on.
Yeah. It will go on.